Hey YouTube, back again once again, back again once again. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, thankfully, and all praises to Yahusha, His Son, that lived for us, died to His flesh for us, and then died on the stake for us, and was resurrected for us to use the Ruach Hakodesh. Now, you know what time it is. I'm about to quicken the Ruach Hakodesh, which you know as the Holy Spirit. Welcome, welcome. If you are new to the channel, pull up, pull up, pull up. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Let's have a conversation. And for those that are subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate you. I love you. And thanks for all your support, your listening, your comments. I'm grateful. Definitely. And, well, fortunately, I had a detractor. And her name is D Lightworker, if that's how you pronounce it. And you know what? D Lightworker. I truly understand how you feel. I empathize with you. And I sympathize with the, hardships of the women that you've seen in those shelters. I get you. And also, I understand your harsh view on how you feel about us men. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And even in the word, a lot of those men were harsh as well. It, you know, it's not new. So I understand. Yahusha, the one that came down here, he had a balance. And he wasn't harsh in judgment. As a matter of fact, he was humble. And I want to present to you that humility by giving you why my viewpoint is the way it is on, women sacrificing their marriages and how you put your lives in jeopardy, because the Bible isn't written for just a man alone, but also women. It's written for all to understand and all to be protected. It's not just to protect men, it's also to protect y'all as well, women. It is, and I can prove it. All I need is your ear. So if you run into this video and you listen, and you are welcome to, you're welcome to judge me. You're welcome to it. It's fine. Because I do understand your viewpoint. I might not agree with you. Hell, I don't agree with a lot of things, but I understand a lot of things. And so I don't really take you personal or take it personal because I empathize. I get it. But I'm going to read to you Corinthians chapter 7, all right? Now, what you experienced was the end result of poor decisions and who they chose, lack of discernment. Even though men, do a lot of love bombing and things like that, and I understand that, or they lie. I get that as well, which is why you're supposed to hold off till marriage. You weren't supposed to, and then when you got married, which is and this is to to women that go, get put in shelters, homeless shelters, and women's shelters and abusive relationships. I get it, but a lot of times y'all choose based on attraction and appeal and not on character. And a lot of times that's what gets y'all messed up. And I ain't saying, because I'm not saying that you're wrong for how you're, well, no, I am saying you're wrong for how you're viewing it because there is a right and wrong way to view things. And so I, I'm saying you're wrong. Don't take it personal. Don't get emotional about it. Just hear me out. All right. Now I'm gonna explain myself. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read the word carefully so that you, and then I'm gonna break down every verse that I'm reading so that you know that I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful when I say, do you know, stop marrying these men and sacrificing your marriages because you put your lives in jeopardy every time you do it and you don't know it. The Most High cannot protect iniquity. Let's start there. He cannot protect iniquity. Divorce is an iniquity. Fornicating is an iniquity. Oh yeah, and one thing that you said that I resonate with as well is about the men going out here being promiscuous as well. I get that. That's why you're supposed to be careful about who you marry and who you choose to give yourself to. You're supposed to be careful about that. Not everybody's meant to, be married, but a lot of people, a lot of y'all kind of walk into a lot of deception from attraction and charisma. And I and it's sad. It's sad because I I know that you sound like you're hurt or you seem like you're hurt. Trust me, I've been hurt. And you say that men don't have, men are destructive and all that stuff. I do know that there are destructive men out here, but not every man is destructive. Just the ones that people, maybe the ones you have chosen or have viewed and observed are maybe destructive. But not all men are like that because I'm not like that. Matter of fact, I'm always been a genuine individual, period. As far as that goes, I've never been the type to just want to be out here hopping in everybody, you know, out here just being malicious, okay? Because I have been promiscuous, but I'm not malicious. Like, when I mess with somebody, it's that one person. When I was like that, it wasn't just me being out here. And I'm also very careful with my body and who I choose to give myself to because it's a two-way street. It's not just one way. And not And just because you think that because you might have just heard just those women's side of the story and not listened to the men's side at all, or you just went ahead and took those women's word for gold. And I get that, you want to side with, you know, you you're uh you're pretty much like it's the familiarity and you know uh the sisterhood code, I guess you would say. But it's not D. It's not like that. Like I'm gonna read this word to you, and I'm gonna break it down. Okay, Corinthians chapter 7. I'm gonna read it to you. All right. And I hope you listen with a open heart. Listen with an open heart because it protects both of y'all. Okay, and it says, now concerning now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Right? Now that was from for me telling y'all don't be chasing women. And the woman's supposed to choose who she wants to help, actually. Nevertheless, avoid to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife. So we're commanded to have just one wife. That wasn't written in our favor. That was written in y'all favor. Okay? And let every woman have her own husband. That was written in the men's favor. Let every woman have her own husband. We are to serve each other, regardless of, now, regardless of the poor choices that them women in that shelter went through, because it's not you can't just blame one and not the other. Both people are supposed to be held accountable. Woman and man is supposed to be held accountable. But let me continue. It says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, meaning give her complete control, benevolence over him. Okay, so that means the woman owns the man as well as the man owns the woman. But it started off saying the woman. It instructed us men to give our wife due benevolence. uh, and likewise also the wife on to the husband due benevolence, meaning we are instructed to have rule over you as well. So we are it's an equal exchange. Now, just because the men that they dealt with or that they were dealing with decided that they wanted, uh, you know, wanted to break their vows, because that's what they did, and wanted to commit adultery because that's what they did as well. It doesn't mean that the Most High is, has allowed that, But I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna let you know it's not well for a woman to divorce or a man to divorce. Honestly, neither one of us are supposed to. But I'm gonna continue. It says the wife have not power over her own body, but the husband. Meaning you don't have power over your own body, but the husband has power over your body. And likewise, also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Meaning that we don't have power over our own body once we get married to y'all. Y'all have the power over our body. Y'all have dominion over us, and we have dominion over you. It's supposed to be respected, but most people just don't respect it. And so, like, and people don't start off, like seeking righteous men. Women don't seek righteous men. And for some reason, men have a hard time finding righteous women. I ain't saying it's that hard. A lot of y'all are righteous when y'all want to be. But I'm just explaining it to you with child and kid like gloves and empathy, hoping that you understand me. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer. Now, when he says defraud ye not one another, that means do not abstain from one another unless it's consented to. So that means that if your husband didn't consent for you to abstain, then you should not. Vice versa. If the wife did not consent for the husband to abstain, then he should not. So it's in here, and it is for your protection to break those rules. Look, listen, I ain't finished yet. That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Meaning, the longer you're apart, Satan can tempt you. So he's like, nah, don't stay apart for too long. Otherwise, Satan gets to tempt whichever one is the weakest. And from last time I checked, women out here, they getting divorced because they're getting tempted, because they don't adhere to their husband or their marriages. And when they're in their marriages, they get bored and want to run off somewhere. It ain't just the men getting bored, it's the women too. Y'all both doing it. Men are more open about it. I could say that, but it's still wrong regardless. We're not supposed to do it. I'm not condoning men's behavior at all. I don't condone our male, and I'm a male. I don't condone that behavior. And I'm not saying, I understand it because, a lot of times y'all get difficult to deal with. And I ain't gonna sit here and say I agree with their behavior, but I understand why they do what they do. Y'all get difficult to deal with, and then they wanna go and dip in the pot. Now you got some that be out here doing what they do. You feel me? And I get that too, but follow me. Okay, so it says. Now I'm gonna read that again. All right. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan, Hasatan, tempt ye not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission, and not of commandment, for I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man have his proper gift of YAHUAH, one after this manner, and another after that. Meaning, he would rather a man just be single and serve the Spirit of the Most High, or serve the Ruach Hakodesh, or serve the Ruach Yahuwah. So he's saying that it's not a commandment, but he would rather us be single so that we can just serve the Most High at peace and at will. Because, it's a harsh thing to be in a marriage when y'all demanding of each other, because both men and women have demands that need to be met. But I'm going to continue. I say, therefore, to the unmarried and the widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. So let them marry. Now, he's telling us to just not get married in the first place. If and which I agree with. If you're selfish, if you have no time for whoever it is that you're trying to get married to, it's not in your best interest to get married. And so I can agree with that. But a lot of people want to fornicate out here. And so he's saying to avoid fornicating, get married. And then get married to who you're fornicating with, because fornicating with many brings many, many, many demons or many devils. But let me continue, okay? I say, therefore, yeah, okay. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn in lust. It's better to marry than to burn in lust. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but YAHUAH. Let not the wife depart from her husband. YAHUAH's command. Not I, but YAHUAH commanded. And this is why, listen. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. Okay? Now it says, if she do get a divorce, allow her to be single until she is reconciled to the one she got married to. And let not the husband put away his wife. Don't put her away. That means that the husband should not leave or put away his wife as well. And then it says, but to the rest speak I, not YAHUAH. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. So he's saying uh That's not a command of the Most High, but if any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. There's a reason for that, but let me continue. And the woman which have a husband and that believeth not, and he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else your children, unclean, but now are holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. So yeah, the unbelieving should depart. But now let me explain this, because when y'all leave, this is why I tell you not to leave, because the Most High can't protect you. Like when you get married to somebody, and let's just say y'all, there was a lady that posted a video not too long ago, maybe about a month or two ago, right? She got to talking about she was on her journey, and she, for whatever reason, divorced her husband, right? And she was in the car, she was recording a video, all was looking good for her in her mind. In her mind, dude didn't show no signs of anger, anything, nothing like that. And he perished her. He deceased her. You know, this is why the Most High can't protect you from the iniquity of divorce. He can only do his best. But if you're in iniquity as well, like let's say that you have a terrible personality, you have no empathy, or like it says for the unbeliever, let the woman stay, or for the unbelieving husband, let let the unbelieving husband stay, and let the unbelieving wife stay. The reason he say that is because they can crash out, because they don't believe. So like let's say you believe in the Most High more than they do, then they you put yourself in jeopardy when you hurt their feelings or when you try to leave. So I'm not saying to stay with them and then you got to serve them in complete servitude, obedience. Because I'm not saying that you should stay with somebody. Okay, so as far as the abusive things go, or the AB thing goes, right? I get it, but we suppose if you serve in humility, because a wife can be just as AB as a man can, okay? But if you adhere to them, they have no reason to harm you. So if you're in the Most High's behavior, they can't really harm you. And the Most High won't let nothing happen to you either. But you gotta be in complete obedience and servitude in that situation. And so like when women are terrified to leave, it's in their best interest to not want to not leave or to figure it out, like as far as pleasing a husband or just doing the thing now. I get that there are some situations that can be in a lot of turmoil, but the Most High can. He didn't want us to divorce for a reason, though. But let me continue. Uh, it says, "And the woman which have a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." That means even in your boredom, let her not leave him. That means even in your, especially if he didn't do nothing to you. If he didn't do nothing, or if he's just being, because that man showed no signs. That man showed no signs. And then she was praising the man, talking about how loving he was and how, how good he was to her. But she just felt like she needed to search for other things. She hurt that man for no reason, and that man couldn't take it, and so he crashed out on her. Satan got a hold of his heart and made him do something to her. And I'm not saying this goes for every situation. I'm not saying that. But to minimize the damage, stick with who you married to and just figure out how to become more attracted to him again and be a lot more direct about you, especially if you married a crash out, if you married a crash out, that's on you. It's on you. It, males and females. It's on you if you married a crash out. D light worker. It's on us. That's on me if I marry a crash out. It's gonna be on me. It's not gonna be on nobody else but me. And the same goes for who I marry. It's gonna be on her that she chose me. The Most High don't play favorites. Sin is sin, regardless. Anyhow, let me continue. But now are they holy? Okay, yeah. So for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now they are holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart, meaning let him go with no fight. And it's just really trying to tell us how to keep our peace in a situation. So for each, like let's say that the man cheated or whatever the case may be, or or he didn't want to, or he just didn't want to stay, then we supposed to let him. Y'all supposed to let him go, and then vice versa. Like when y'all decide y'all want to, lead a marriage and all that stuff, we supposed to just let y'all go. We really not supposed to try to keep y'all like that. We supposed to let each other go. But not everybody's brain work like that. And so when I say what I'm saying it because I know that Satan, there's a lot of unbelievers out here, and Satan get to take a hold of them and do something to y'all. And I'll be trying to protect y'all spirit. I'll be trying to protect your vessel, your life, your living life, your breathing life, your physical well-being. The Most High is trying to protect your physical well-being. So this ain't just for men, and it ain't just for women. It's for both of us. But let me continue. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Yahuwah have called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as Yahuwah have distributed to every man, as Yahuwah have called every one, so let him walk, and so ordain in all, and so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but keeping of the commandments of Yahuwah. That's the only thing that's worth anything, is keeping his commandments. Moving in obedience to his behavior, or the behavior of the Holy Spirit, YAHUAH. I'm not saying this to subjugate y'all. Not at all. And I'm not saying this stuff to subjugate a woman to a man or to subjugate a man to a woman. The Most High commanded us to not divorce. Not, and then everything else, look, let not every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. Art thou called being a servant? Care not for it. But if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in Yahuwah, being a servant, is Yahuwah's free man. Likewise, also he that is called being free is Yahushua Mashiach's servant. Ye are bought with a price, be ye the servants of men. Meaning we're supposed to serve our brethren. Men, righteous or unrighteous, we're supposed to serve them, regardless of how we feel about it. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with Yahuwah. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of Yahuwah, yet I give my judgment as one that have obtained mercy of Yahuwah to be faithful. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. If you're bound to a wife, seek not to be loosed, meaning seek not to divorce. And if a virgin marries, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. Meaning, if you partake in, sexual conduct, it's going to be a hard task to break from that. Nevertheless, I shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But This I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Meaning, keep your relationship private. Don't be telling everybody about your business. Most people don't handle their stuff in private. It says to be as though you have not. Let me say that again. Nevertheless, but this I say, brethren, time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, meaning show no tears, you know. And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not. Don't let everybody know your blessings. Rejoice on the inside. It says, uh, they that weep, okay, rejoice, and they that buy as though they possessed not. Meaning your material gain, don't be out here flashing. It, it's keeping us, our physical well-being protected. And then it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried, care for the things that belongeth to YAHUAH. So us that are unmarried, we supposed to care about the things that belong to YAHUAH. How he may please YAHUAH. But he that is married, care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So see, it's not just telling us to just please, you know. It's not telling us to just please ourselves. It's not just protecting men, it's protecting y'all as well. But it's mainly just, if you got common sense, it's just common decency, common sense decency behavior. That's it. Learning how to treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the bottom line with this. And still following the will of the Most High while you're doing it. Follow the will of the Most High and still, and still serve the things of the world for your wife, but still you don't choose your wife over righteousness. Let's get that clear. You choose righteousness over your wife. So if she's about to make a mistake, we supposed to guide her decision into, what's righteous or what's wise. We're not supposed to, and then we're not supposed to be arguing with y'all. Because it tells us not to debate our brethren. We're not supposed to debate y'all either. And this right here is not a debate. I'm having a genuine conversation, peaceful, and I understand you. I really do. And I got love for my women. That's why I'm like, I got love for everybody, men and women. Like, and I ain't talking about nothing perverse either. I'm saying I got love for all of y'all. Yahuwah's love. That y'all, go in peace. When I look, I see when people got bad energy, and don't make and just stop making poor decisions. That's it. If anything, seek a righteous man that you're in close quarters with, and that's only if you want to be in a like you might be so traumatized by men that you don't even want to deal with them no more. And that I get that, I understand, but it don't account for the savages that's out here. So it's safer for y'all to have husbands, and not only that, it's not safe to be fornicating. And if y'all fornicate, because fornicating is just the same as adultery. It is. It's a sin. People fornicate all the time and they glorify it nowadays. I used to fornicate, so I mean, I'm no different than nobody else. I'm just as much of a sinner as everybody else, okay? So I'm not saying that I'm I'm not guilty. I'm just letting you know what I understand out of what I read. And that it's not to subjugate y'all, it's to warn y'all and to turn you away from, putting yourself in jeopardy just because you got bored or there was another lady just not too long ago that I seen on another channel, uh, and I saw it and I was like, well, dang, this woman claimed that the Holy Spirit told her to leave her marriage. The Holy Spirit don't tell you to leave your marriage. And then there's other verses in here that also let you know that the Most High don't want you to leave your marriage. As far as that goes, like it's not just Corinthians 7. There's just one that I could go directly to and actually break down and talk to you carefully. Talk to you with some empathy as well, and you know, and whoever else is listening, because somebody else might be listening that might need to hear it. But yeah, D the light worker. I'm not saying nothing that's wrong. I'm saying what I know, which is the Most High cannot protect divorce. And when you do leave, whatever it is that you committed to or opted out for, you have to commit to, because at that time, because you want to know something real big that I understand is that when a person truly repents, everything that they gained before they repented, they lose. They lose everything. I'm one of those people that lost everything, okay, before I repented. Like, no, my fault. After I repented. Like, after I repented and said I want to serve the Most High, I want the Most High to take away my free will, he said, all right, let's see. And I lost everything. And I'm still trying to grow from regrow everything, but in the most high, in the ways of the Most High, not in the ways of my own selfishness, because that's what that was. Selfish, being selfish, fornicating. I ain't had no business out here fornicating. I ain't had no business out here just being selfish and wanting to serve my flesh instead of serving the Most High. And that's where we all mess up at. We serve ourselves instead of serving the Most High, YAHUAH and Yahusha. I could go on and on, but I ain't got much time on the phone, so, you know, I might do a live video so that you understand that, I'm really like how I say I am in real life. Not just like I'm just as genuine in person as I am online. It's the same. I'm the same person, and it's all love. Everything's all love. Don't take me personal, and don't get emotional just because I'm telling you what I see. When y'all divorce, say, and especially for your selfishness, the Most High is not protecting that. You're not. You just look like it. And I could give you different instances, but I don't want to get so graphic on YouTube. That's all. I just don't want to be graphic. But if you made it this far, I love you. And hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. And also, if you got any discrepancies, just leave it in the comment. I'm gonna respond to y'all just like I responded to her. And I do appreciate y'all when y'all do leave comments. It keeps me motivated to keep spitting the truth. And that's it. It's all love, y'all. All love. Also share the video to somebody you might think need to hear it. And this is for you, D Light Worker, because you was in my comments, so I got you.